Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here. A little bit early because I've got errands I got to run today on Monday. So I figured I'd jump in like an hour early. I know this is going to set the notifications off for a lot of y'all a little bit early, and y'all are expecting me at 9:30. But I really got to go downtown and run around and do a couple things to help Adriana out today. So I want to get this in quick. So first of all, I see Trevor J's in the chat already. Good morning, Raptors family. He's got Messiah and Darko in the emotes. Beautiful stuff. So basically, I just want to go over some of the World Cup stuff that's happening right now, presently, as they play right now, and also look at where we're at overall with what happened yesterday with Team Canada and what is coming up in the next couple of days. We'll do a Raptors Instagram check and just a little short stream today. Nothing too long or crazy. So let's start with yesterday's game against Lebanon. Canada winning by 55. It was an amazing game. They set the record for FIBA World Cup for the most assists a team has ever gotten in the modern era. They started keeping that stat in 1994. They did not keep that stat before, so there could be possibly a team that did do better in the past, but at least for now, in the record books for FIBA international basketball play in men's basketball, Canada has the record for most assists in a game as of yesterday, 44. And it was a very balanced effort by the Canadians in this game as far as who got the points and who got the assists. Lots of guys with at least 5 assists, lots of guys with at least 10 points. In fact, Canada tied the most players with double digits in a game. The record, it is 9. And they had 9 players score in double digits yesterday. Nobody playing over 20 minutes. Really, is like just 20 minutes. Nobody playing over 21 minutes. Absolutely fantastic. Let me do my 5 stars of the game for Canada yesterday. RJ Barrett, number 1 star. He actually was the leading scorer of Canada yesterday. He had that beautiful windmill dunk. He was really sneaky yesterday. He started really poorly. Once again, I was worried that RJ's having trouble at FIBA and getting his game going. And at the beginning of the game, he missed a lot of shots. But by the end of the game, I look at his stat line and he shot 7 of 12. So that is not bad at all. 7 of 12 from the field. So he was really cold in the beginning, but he really picked it up later. Of course, a lot of those baskets were dunks and breakaway, fast break, different kinds of things that he could do in transition really quickly and easily with high percentage. He did hit a 3 at one point, and a couple of threes actually. He had 3 threes by the end of the games. At the end of the game. And yeah, just a great game by RJ, 17 points. So he's one of my 5 stars. I'm not going to rank these guys in the 5 stars. They're all equal because this was such a balanced attack. And in fact, I could do 7 stars for this game, honestly, the way it went. A second star I have in this game is Trey Bell Haynes. Absolutely phenomenal off the bench in 20 minutes, 15 points. 5 of 6 from 3. Those were all the shots he took. So he only missed 1 shot. He made 5 of 6, 83% shooting from the field, from 3-point range. And I really did fall in love with Trey Bell Haynes yesterday morning around 5:30 in the morning. He had the most assists for the team, 8 assists for Trey, and he had a steal and 2 rebounds to boot. It was a fantastic game for Trey Bell Haynes. It was like they interviewed him after the game. He was saying, this is a lot of fun. Being on this team for a while with people like Phil Scrubb and Velvin Ejim, getting to see the influx of Canadian talent stand next to them and feel the winning and the victory of having these really good NBA players on the team, it really is rewarding for somebody like Trey Bell Haynes, who was stuck in there and played for Canada for many years and had different levels of not really a whole lot of success. So I love seeing this for him, a veteran of the men's Canada FIBA team, doing so well now and really getting those good vibes and feelings. And not only that, having a huge role in why we won yesterday. So it's just fantastic. You go, Trey Bell Haynes. You got a new fan in me. I'm not going to lie right now. Yeah, some third person. I'll give a 3rd star to the young man, Zach Edey, who came out there in 16 minutes and scored 12 points. On 6 of 6 perfect shooting. You can't have much of a more dominant, better game than Zach had. It was almost like we kicked their butt so bad, and then we brought in this big, huge center that they could absolutely do nothing with. 4 rebounds, 2 assists for Zach also. He had he didn't get any blocks, though, unfortunately. We would have liked to see him get some blocks. But the perfect shooting, and it wasn't all dunks, y'all. He was taking little short-range shots, little hooks, and little one-handed shots over people, and he looked real good doing it. So Zach is definitely one of my 5 stars for this game. Fantastic showing. He got his first points in FIBA competition, and he was perfect from the field. In the first game that he scored in FIBA World Cup, he was perfect from the field, 6 for 6, 12 points. I love it, Zach. Zach, he's a FIBA basketball maniac. That's right. Let's go, Zach Eddy, the future, baby. All right, Kelly Olynyk is one of my 5 stars also. You know what? He was flashing some brilliance as a passer yesterday. He was one of the people that had 5 assists, but he also had 8 rebounds, and he shot 5 of 6 from the field. The only shot that he missed was the one 3-pointer he took, but he made all the rest of his shots 5 for 5 from 2. 12 points for Kelly. Just a solid, great leader once again for Team Canada. And I really, really love that bounce pass he threw to RJ in transition. That thread the needle, that really emphatic one big bounce. Boom. RJ picks it up in stride and just puts it in fast break transition. And then you turn around, you see Rowan Barrett Jr. with a big smile on his face about the delivery from Kelly Olynyk and that one play yesterday. That was badass. And it's true. You know, people in our chat were saying Scotty needs to mimic Kelly Olynyk this year. Scotty Barnes should be trying to play like Kelly yesterday as a big, huge guy that's really got good passing acumen and finding people in good places to make things happen. I love that comparison yesterday. I forget who said it, but big credit to you pointing out, talking about Scotty Barnes should play more like Kelly Olynyk. I will not disagree with that. I think that's an amazing point and kind of fun to think about. So yeah, Kelly is one of my 5 stars. So we got RJ, Trey Bell Haynes, Zach Eddy, and Kelly Olynyk. And I'm going to go ahead and put SGA in the last of the 5 stars, as far as he was just once again very dominant in the way he moved out on that court. He's still playing very much an NBA style to a degree and not really conforming to FIBA play. But you know what? He conforms to FIBA play as far as how he plays with his teammates. His offensive moves and the way he moves with the ball may still be isolation. I'm going to beat you with my talent one-on-one, one way, one or another. But he still finds a way to fit with the minutes and the time and looking for other people. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal, a very emphatic steal to come away with an easy layup on the other end of the corner, the other end of the court. So, yeah, 5 of 8 from the field. SGA was solid. Not a huge game by him. Obviously, 12 points is not a huge game by him, but solid in 17 minutes and just doing good things for the team, for team winning, not individual winning. And that is something that is so important in basketball that people have forgotten over the last 15 years because of the NBA style. Nickel is honorable mention. Honestly, like I said, I want to do 7 stars today just because it's such a great balance overall with this team. So I'm going to give Nickel Alexander Walker a nod as the guy off the bench, keeping the scoring going. 4 of 8 from the field, 7 assists for Nickel also. So he was finding people. 12 points for him. Honorable mention that Melvin Ejim, all the great time and work that he's put into Team Canada over the years, coming to fruition with great big victories and feelings of success. Melvin, 13 points, 5 of 7 shooting. He was 3 of 4 from 3, which is absolutely fantastic. I don't really think of Melvin Ejim for 3-pointers. It's not the first thing I think about when I think of him. 5 rebounds and 3 assists for him also. You know, and there really was solid play all around by different people. Dwight Powell was fantastic. Kyle Alexander. Phil Scrubb had a couple of moments, but for the most part, he was solid in his almost 20 minutes. And then Dylan Brooks, of course. We've got to mention Dylan Brooks as far as Dylan came out there for a solid 20. He was helping early with sparks, like usual, and then just playing a dogged defense. 4 or 5 from the field, 10 points. He was actually 2 of 2 from both of his 3-point attempts. So fantastic job by Canada, just dominating Lebanon yesterday and winning by 55 points. That is like the 3rd highest margin of victory in Canada's history in FIBA competition. We tied an old 55-game win we had, and then we beat a team a long time ago by 90 points. Yeah, so Canada has had some dominating games in FIBA history. But fantastic one yesterday. And there's some interesting things that happened yesterday in competition in FIBA. Let me go look at some of the scores from yesterday because there were some surprises on Saturday's or on Sunday's games. Sunday's games were very, very interesting yesterday, actually, guys. Some upsets, some very, very disappointing things happened to certain people. And I'm not upset about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not upset that certain people lost yesterday. Now, one thing that I am disappointed in is that Carl Anthony Towns really is a dominant force for Dominican Republic. And well, they beat Italy yesterday. Italy was supposed to be favored in their group, but Dominican is a real force with Carl Anthony Towns. He really is making a huge difference. It's almost like the two Twin Towers from Minnesota are having opposite effects on their teams. Rudy Gobert, big, huge failure yesterday as France lost to Latvia in the last seconds of the game by 2. That's really, really bad and a real eyesore. Nicholas Batum quoted after the game saying he's a little scared to go back to France because of their failure. They have already been disqualified from advancing past the first round. They are going home already after this. They're not going to be going home. They'll be playing consolation games and stuff like that. Like they still have to play a game tomorrow, but they're done. They're out. We beat them by 30, and they got beat by Latvia. That's two. You lose 2 games in FIBA World Cup in a row, you're out. That's just how it works. Seriously, especially in this beginning part. So yeah, France, they're done. They're done. This team was number 4 in the power rankings in FIBA power rankings before this tournament, and they're already eliminated from the FIBA World Cup after 2 games. That's how cutthroat and crazy this tournament is. And thank you, Canada, for kicking their ass in the first game and taking out a big power. And then Latvia finishing the job with a really close edged out game there. Very, very amazing. Honestly, I'm shocked. I am absolutely shocked that this happened, that Latvia beat France. I really thought that France was going to be like pissed off after losing to Canada the way they did, and they would show up, but they did not, and they got their butt whooped, and that is amazing to me in a lot of ways. Really, really insane that this happened to France, and they are out of it, baby. Yeah, really dogged, determined game. The game of FIBA World Cup so far, the most competitive, crazy one was Australia and Germany yesterday. And let me tell you, Dennis Schroeder was huge in this game. He is the second German player to ever score 30 points in a FIBA World Cup game. The first German player was, of course, Dirk Nowitzki. Well, he was sitting at the sidelines watching Dennis Schroeder and Team Germany beat Australia by 3 points yesterday. A huge win by Germany. They have been looking really, really strong. We saw them in Germany in the friendlies, and they are a nasty team. Well, they showed up and they did that. Now, Franz Wagner got hurt, and he did not play in this game, but that did not matter for them. We saw Dennis with 30 points, 10 and 19 shooting with 8 assists and 4 steals. Absolutely fantastic gameplay by Dennis Schroeder. So proud of that Raptor suiting up for Germany right now. And really, really good job leading his team to a big victory over Australia yesterday. That is no slouch. Australia is one of the top teams. Like, they are just like Germany. One of them top tier teams like USA, Canada, Spain, Australia, Germany. That may be the top 5 teams in FIBA World Cup. And Australia going down to Germany is a huge deal. Huge, huge deal. Wow. So crazy and so amazing in a lot of ways. I love that so much. All right, let's see what else we saw yesterday. Montenegro took care of business against Egypt, and so did Lithuania against Mexico. So both Lithuania and Montenegro have already punched their ticket to the second round. And Mexico and Egypt, because they're both 0-2, are eliminated, just like France. So we've got Nikola Vucevic's Montenegro team and Jonas Valanciunas' Lithuania team already in the second round after 2 0-2 losses by Egypt and Mexico. They are done, and that helps us. We want Mexico out. So one of the Americas team eliminated Mexico, one of the threats to our chance to get in the Olympics. So hey, hasta la vista, baby. Yeah, that's what I got to say there. Adios, Mexico. And of course, we beat Lebanon by 55. Philippines are eliminated in their home hosting the games. They got beat by Angola by 10 yesterday, and they're now 0-2, and they will be eliminated from this tournament at this point also. Once you get 0-2, you're done. So Philippines really needed to beat Dominican in their first game. That was the whole thing that set the tone, and unfortunately, they didn't get the job done to stay alive against Angola. So the host country is out. Unfortunately, it's sad but true. But Japan, another host country, very, very successful yesterday against Finland. And I am so shocked by this. Honestly, I thought that Lauri Markkanen and Finland would beat Japan just from the track record. Asian teams have not beaten European teams very much over the years because those European teams are established with a rich history. And in some ways, the Asian and African teams are the newcomers on the block as far as in international FIBA play. Well, this was history. There's never been a team like from Asia that's beaten a European team like this before. So this is a big deal. Go Yuta Watanabe and the Japanese team. Great job giving a show for your home crowd and giving them something to cheer for. That's fantastic. And honestly, I'm shocked because Finland was one of the best teams at Euro Cup last year, and they did really, really well. Well, they are in trouble now because they have lost to Japan. And that is just amazing. I was shocked when I heard that through the chat yesterday after I was out at the cottage. I came back and I saw the scores from the games late. And I was like, holy crap, Japan did beat Finland. And I was very, very proud of them. So you go, Japan. I love it. I love it so much. It's so awesome. And as I said earlier, yes, Latvia beat France yesterday, and it was ugly. Only 2-point loss, and they are shocked by them. Really, really crazy. Batum played better in this game. He had 13. Nando De Colo got ejected from the game. There was some chippiness near the end of the game. It was a little bit very like crazy contentiousness in that. But on the other side, leading the way for them was a guy named Arturs Zagars, who shot 8 of 11, 22 points for him. And then, it wasn't even Davis Bertans, really. He had 15 points, 4 of 10 from 3. So we're going to see Latvia tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. I'll have another live watch along on this channel tomorrow morning, 9:30. This is a big game because Latvia is now 2-0. We're 2-0. And we will be the two teams that advance in our group to the second round. It's already set. Lebanon, France eliminated. So Canada and Latvia will be going forward from our group. If you had told me that before this thing started, I would have told you, no way, France will be one of those teams. But this is not what's going to happen. It's amazing. Honestly, this is really big deal that France is out. This could be kind of the feeling that comes forward, like with a couple of these juggernaut teams, because Canada is kind of disrupting the order of things. And if they come, they start, something happens to Spain next and the next part of things, well, that's the ripple effect of Canada coming and making waves and taking a place at the table that may have been somebody else's seat. Well, not anymore. That nameplate changed. Yeah, the little name for who's going to sit in that chair, well, it says Canada now. It doesn't say France, and I don't think it's going to say Spain or Brazil either. And in fact, those are the two other teams that we're going to see in the next part of the advancement. This will be very interesting. So the two teams from G and the two teams from H that advance from the first round will be in a new group together, and we'll basically play the teams we didn't play yet. And it's looking like it's going to be Brazil and Spain. Now, I'm going to go look at the action from this morning that's currently happening right now and react to it live right now and see what's happening with them, because there is stuff going on this morning that has already happened and is happening as we speak. So first thing first, China played South Sudan first thing in the morning, and they got beat by 20. South Sudan showing up big to get their first World Cup win. This is fantastic for that country. This is a brand new experience for them. They have never been to World Cup. This is a new country in a lot of ways, South Sudan. So, this is fantastic. They get their first ever victory in FIBA World Cup history. Fantastic stuff, South Sudan. Congratulations, Luol Deng and the crew with that team. Absolutely so proud of you. Venezuela did get eliminated this morning already by Cape Verde. Cape Verde beating them by 6 points. They are 0-2. So just like Mexico, we see one of the Americas teams out. Thank you, Cape Verde, putting out Venezuela this morning. Another threat to our qualifier for Olympics out of the way. Thank you. Get them out of here. Venezuela's done. Yeah. Jordan playing a really crazy game against New Zealand earlier today with Rondé Hollis Jefferson going off once again. People calling this guy like Kobe right now because of some of the moves he's putting on the court and some of the things he's doing for Jordan out there as their top player. Amazing stuff. Let me just look at Rondé's stat line here real quick because I heard it was pretty impressive. He played, holy crap, they must have went into overtime because he played 44 minutes. So he played like almost the whole entire game. I don't know if Rondé actually came out of the game. So he wasn't just hustling, he was huffing. I'll bet. Yeah, 39 points for Rondé Hustle Jefferson, 12 of 24 from the field. He had 4 rebounds, four assists, 9 rebounds, and he did have quite a few turnovers, 2 steals. And yeah, that's fantastic. But New Zealand overall, a better team winning this game. So Jordan is now 0-2 and eliminated, unfortunately and sadly. So very, very interesting stuff there. New Zealand getting a win, Jordan getting eliminated. And Raptors fans are questioning, should we go get Rondé Hollis Jefferson and bring him back to Toronto because he's playing so well? Y'all, we got to realize the competition in FIBA, it varies. Some teams are very, very good, like the U.S., and some teams are not that good. And you can look real good against a not that good team, even if it doesn't mean Rondé's ready to come back to the NBA and tear it up in the NBA just like this. Sure, he can do that against New Zealand, but I don't think he can do that even against the Charlotte Hornets at this point. So just hold your ideas about getting reacquainted with Rondé Hollis Jefferson with this team right here, the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, it's not a very good idea. Seriously. All right. Let's see. Ivory Coast has beaten Iran in their game this morning already by 2 points. Very close game there. And now Iran is eliminated from the World Cup. Ivory Coast staying alive with that victory. That was very important for them. Currently, right now in the third quarter, it is Slovenia versus Georgia. That is Luka Doncic playing against Sandro Mamaluko. So we'll have to see how that game goes. It's probably going to be going to Doncic and Slovenia by the end of that game. Puerto Rico is down big to Serbia, and this is something we really, really like. 57-32 currently in that game right now in the third quarter. That is a great lead, and it looks like Serbia and Bogdan Bogdanovic are going to be cruising to an easy victory against Puerto Rico. That, of course, helps us. Puerto Rico is another America's team that we're in competition with. And if they lose, well, then they'll be 1-1, and that's better. They could still be out in the first round, depending on whether they win or lose their third game coming up. So this is good. Thank you, Bogdan Bogdanovic and the Serbian team for beating up on Puerto Rico today. Thank you. USA and Greece are playing already this morning. It's 21-19 currently for the USA, just up by 2. The last games of today that will tip off later on are Brazil and Spain. Sorry, messing that all up. That's the last game of the day, and of course, that game has big implications for us in some ways also, because that will determine the seeding of the Group G advancers, which will be Brazil and Spain. So this is what we should expect as fans of Team Canada. We'll play Latvia tomorrow in a game that is very important because it will determine whether we're the number 1 seed from Group H or the number 2 seed from Group H going into the second round. Now, the same thing can be said for this game later today for Brazil and Spain. They're setting who's going to be the number 1 and the number 2 in their division also. Now, this means that once we play Latvia tomorrow, we're going to play Spain and Brazil next. So I'm fully expecting us to play Brazil on Thursday, y'all, around 9:30, maybe a little earlier. We'll have to see what time they schedule that game. But the next game, speculating right now, mark a calendar, will be Thursday morning, 9:30 a.m. against Brazil, Canada versus Brazil. And then I'm fully expecting playing Spain on Saturday morning, y'all. So I think it's an every other day schedule, and we'll probably get Brazil on Thursday and Spain on Saturday, just going a little ahead with the scheduling. I know they haven't said it for sure, and there's some things that still need to happen, but that's the way it's looking like it's going to shake out, just so you all know, so you can plan ahead this week. All right, let me check in with you guys. Just wanted to do a quick overview with the FIBA action in the last 24 hours and the outcomes of yesterday and the current ones that are happening this morning right now. All right, let's see. Dana's saying, good morning. Good morning to Canadian Dana. Always good to see her. Trevor J saying that beat down yesterday by Canada. It's like when somebody stole something from you. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly describe it like that. I don't know what Lebanon did to us to have that happen to them. I was doing a little more research on them, and that Spellman guy, yeah, he's one of those Nova guys that won a championship with Jalen Brunson and that crew at that time. It's an interesting team that team, and I'm telling you, they're kind of just thrown together in certain ways. And Lebanon's just not going to get up to this level of play that Canada can get up to, as far as just like crazy talent. So yeah, the outcome yesterday was exactly how it needed to be. One of the things they were saying after the game was Trey Bellhans was saying it was really important to coach that we didn't play down to our competition, and that's important. That is really true. If you're playing in basketball, it's real easy if you're playing a soft opponent to just kind of like take it easy yourself. But you don't want to do that at FIBA. You really don't. It's highly encouraged to run the score up, because obviously these things matter for how things are going to go for whether you're going to win the tournament. So it's not a gentleman's tournament. Oh, I'd like to not run it up and embarrass you. No, you want to run it up and embarrass them. And if you're playing down to your competition, you may water that down and not get as big a margin as you possibly could. So no mercy is basically what I'm saying right here. Just because, oh, they're easy, we could beat them easy. No mercy, kick their ass. Even if you're doing it with your end of your bench with Zach Edey and Philip Scrub and Trey Bellhans, just kick their ass is what I'm saying. That's just the general MO for a FIBA World Cup. But I love hearing that. And Jordy, very smart coach, and he's really impressing me. I know that a lot of y'all are really liking Jordy right now. And well, the things I'm hearing him say to them is like, we haven't done anything yet. There's so much we got to do. We got a whole bunch of game sevens in front of us. Think of these as single elimination games, whereas do or die. Either you lose or they lose, or that, you're done. So you gotta do it now, Team Canada. And that's the right attitude. And they're handling it really well. The other things I'm hearing about the Team Canada team is they really are bonding with each other and really getting to know each other and feeling real strong in certain ways as far as trust and connection. And that's fantastic. They don't have a lot of time to do this, but the fact that they've been kind of coming back and forth and reuniting every year in the summer to have some Team Canada events, and this same group kind of comes back, it is showing the unity and the bonds that are better than past Team Canada programs. That was really intelligent of Nick and Rowan Barrett Jr. Rowan Barrett Sr. to establish a window of commitment, because we're really seeing some of the best stuff because of that, because these guys have actually gotten familiar with each other over a couple years now. So I'm very happy about what's happening with Canada. Now, on the flip side, some of the things that are happening with the U.S. are interesting. We are hearing from Brandon Ingram that he's upset about his role with Team USA right now. We heard this before? This sounds like regular NBA malcontent bullshit. Now, I want to caution Brandon Ingram real quick, and also the people that made Team USA's roster. In some ways, the way Canada made their roster, it very much fit a lot of role players and experienced FIBA players into this roster. It's not like we went and got 8 SGAs. No, but in some ways, USA could always do that. It started with the first Dream Team. How do you think Chris Mullen and Karl Malone and certain people felt when they played on those teams? When certain players played way more than them and got the shine and made the points, like Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson. Yeah, Chris Mullen and Karl Malone and Scottie Pippen may be like, well, we wanted to play more and get more of the shine. Brandon Ingram, you're just in the latest spot like that, and you need to just accept it. The part of your whole role in this is you are on Team USA, and that's an honor in itself. You need to do the role player stuff right now. You're not number one guy like you are on the Pelicans right now. So just take a back seat and understand your role, even if it's not normal for you, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not natural to you. It just sounds selfish when you say shit like this. That coach for USA is going to determine who's going to get the shots and how y'all are going to do it. But I've never heard an international player make that a complaint before, ever. Because people usually know when they're on a FIBA USA team that it's not going to be like NBA business as usual. And it just shows part of the problem with today's NBA athletes it's all about me and me. Fuck that shit. It's about the team and it's about winning. And Brandon Ingram's comments show the mentality that has a problem with that. Even if he's saying he's just uncomfortable with something like that, he's putting it out there. Maybe he's angling to get some more time and minutes or points. I don't know. But in some ways, Spoelstra and Kerr and all those guys that are coaching that team right now, those are the guys who determine who is going to be the guy scoring. And right now, it sounds like it's Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson are the number one and the number two for that team. So just get used to it, Ingram, and realize there's many, many greats in this game that took the back seat in international play, and they had no problem with it. Maybe this is why some USA fans are calling out, we should build our team with more role players. Why are we getting all the top scorers from our teams? There's going to be infighting. How are they can connect? And that makes total sense. So in some ways, these international teams don't need to be absolute all-star teams or dream teams. They need to be teams that make sense with the components that will fit, and somebody's doing every job. You got all scorers. Okay, all scorers, but who's going to do the rebounding? Who's going to do the dirty work? Who's going to do all that kind of stuff? That's right. That's why you need a Kelly Olynyk. That's why you need a Melvin Ejim. So I'll just say the contrasting styles of the roster builds of USA and Canada by the end of this FIBA World Cup may become a factor in who wins. We're kind of the hybrid. If you think about it, USA is very much an NBA model kind of team to a degree, but they're playing in a FIBA setting. Now we're kind of a hybrid between a full like NBA roster, but we have FIBA kind of qualities to us also. So in some ways, I want to see if that philosophy of building Team Canada for this play is better than what actually the USA built, partly because they did what I just described. As far as putting way too many stars on there, it's crowded and nobody's going to want to do the hard work. Well, we got guys on Team Canada that will do the hard work while SGA and RJ are doing all the scoring. And that may be a big difference by the end of this FIBA World Cup, especially come around the gold medal game. And if we're seeing the Americans across from us, let's see how this works out. I'll be very interested to see who's got the right recipe for success. Yeah. All right, let me see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, Isaac Campbell is saying, have a good week here, folks. Yeah, he's got me and Mo with the Raptor head. I love it. Always good to see the benevolent Isaac Campbell holding it down in Ottawa for us. Nameless saying, good morning, Freakosaurus. Good to see my paisano, Nameless, in the chat this morning. Yes, always good to see Nameless. Hi, Nameless from Dana. My comment disappeared. Oh, well, I just wondered if anyone watched the video. It was hilarious. What video? I did not see the comment at all. I've been really in weird like busyness in the last couple of days. So I haven't been able to be on top of everything like I have been, like checking the channel or seeing comments on off hours. So Dana, please rewrite it. I'd love to hear about what you're saying about what video. I have no idea what you're talking about. I definitely want to know. Let's see. Tabatop's here. Good to see Tabatop. It's been a little bit. Raptor Freak Tabatop, one of my favorites. Great first two games. Even though I think we can medal, I just really wish Murray, Wiggins, Sharp, and Clark could play so we could see our team at full strength. Well, this is kind of going along with what I just said. In some ways, we don't want all those guys on the team because there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And in some ways, it's better to have like designated, these are our scorer guys on this team, SGA, RJ, Nickel, Lugetz, Dylan Brooks. But if you have too many like top tier just scorer kind of guys, and they're maybe just like scorers and not really fleshed out as complete players, then you can get in trouble with that. So I don't know. I think that Sharp and Clark could really be helpful because he's not really a scorer. He's a role player. But once you get like Murray would have been fine. Jamal Murray being on this team with them. But when you bring in Wiggins also, that may be too much of what I was just talking about. And, there's only one ball and somebody's got to go rebound and do the assist and do all the other grunt stuff, not just score all the points. So I like the balance of role players with superstars on Team Canada right now, because in some ways that may be the winning formula over the US, who maybe went over heavy with the superstars and not enough role players. We'll have to see. Stargate saying, good morning, freaks. Good morning to Stargate. Always good to see Raptor Freak Stargate in the morning. Dana's saying, and people are saying we are the dark horse to land James Harden. Well, that's ridiculous. We don't want it anywhere near James Harden. At this point, they may be like, we should send James Harden to Canada because honestly, he could really mess up the Raptors. And we've been wanting to mess up the Raptors for a long time. So let's start rumors about him going to the Raptors. Fuck that. I'm hearing that he's in cahoots with Leonard and George out in LA Clippers land, that they have been talking, la 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 la, and they're on the same page, and that they would like to go ahead and get together. So make it happen, Daryl Morey. Send him to Clipperland, and we'll see James Harden reunited with those guys over there on the Clippers. So that's what I'm hearing in the talk and talk. But I've also heard that there's like 3 or 4 teams in the running for James. Is another news story I've heard in the last couple of days also. Very, very interesting. And it's a hard pass for me, Masai. So don't even think about getting James Harden. I'm pretty sure he's not dumb enough to actually look into this stuff. See, I really do. Stargate saying, I love what Canada did with LeBron. You're trying to do a LeBron joke and LeBron Lebanon is LeBron now. Like, yeah, Spellman was interesting. I was really looking into his history of like where he came from, because he intrigued me when we played them yesterday. And yes, he is Lebanese descent, and he was a Villanova Wildcat that was very much ensconced with Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson. He is part of those Nova kids that are on the Knicks. So in some ways, it was fun to beat them. And a very, very good game by Canada. All business, took care of business. And they really kind of accomplished a bunch of added mini goals, side quests, as far as like resting the starters really a lot. Nobody played over 20 minutes. And Zach Edey getting a huge chunk of time and really getting some really good experience in that game. So Jordy really smart with checking off the main objective, win it and win it big, and then checking off some little side quests in the game also. Very successful in those also. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tom Dookie is here. Monday mornings are better spent with the Raptor Freak family. Thank you, Tom. You're getting up to start another week. Well, let's start it right. And I'm starting a little early. I apologize, guys. I do want to get done pretty soon. I don't want to be on here past 10. I would like to kind of maybe finish in the next 20 minutes, actually, because I'm going to have to drive downtown and take Adriana around to do some things this morning. So I want to I got to get going and get on the road. So I figured I'd start early. But tomorrow, 9:15 start, because the game's at 9:30. We'll do a 15-minute pregame, and then we'll have the game watch along tomorrow morning, 9:30, Latvia and Canada. I'm so excited about this. 2-0 against 2-0. Let's go, Latvia. You're next. Yeah. And Canada's ready to show you what we do now in FIBA competition. That's right. We're going to show you. Dana is saying LeBronanon. She thinks it's hilarious. A little wordplay there by Stargate. Let's go. Yes, LeBronanon. Yeah, it'd be more fun if LeBron actually played for them. It's like Lebanon. Lebanon comes to LeBron and says, hey, you want to play for Lebanon? He's like, why are you asking me? I'm not even like, I don't even know where Lebanon is on the map. Like, what do you want me to play for Lebanon? Because your name sounds like Lebanon. And we think that's enough of a stretch that we can make it work with FIBA to make it like okay for you, like even without citizenship. What kind of logic is that? Just because my name sounds like Lebanon, you want me to play for Lebanon? I don't have time for this. You need to just talk to Rich Paul. Oh, yeah, it could go like that. I don't know. Top and Top saying it, Dana, James Harden now. No, thanks. Yeah, no, that's a hard pass from me. I maybe would have said yes to James Harden while he was still in Houston. But once he left Houston and he went to the Brooklyn Nets and the sideshow he's become in the years after the Rockets, yeah, no, and no which way, every which way. Yeah. Let's see. Dana's saying Harden is not welcomed here. The comments that I saw were brutally funny. Well, one of the things that was really funny, and I'm sorry you couldn't see these comments, Dana, was on our birthday on Saturday, James and I's birthday. The Philadelphia 76ers wished James Harden a happy birthday through their official account, and the comments were gold. I just have to tell any Raptors fan that just wants a real laugh and a happy kind of time, go look at this post on Twitter. The Philadelphia 76ers posted happy birthday to James Harden, and just go read all the comments from the Philadelphia 76ers fans. It is comic gold. You'll be rolling on the ground, laughing so hard from some of the things they're saying. They're like, erase this. Admin, tell us if you're being held hostage. They're just like going on and on. He's not going to play for us. Why are you doing this? They're going on and on about what are we so pathetic that we're groveling towards him to try and get him to stay. This is like just a comedy gold in those comments from Sixers Nation on their official accounts birthday wish to James Harden on Saturday. So if you want a good laugh, go dig that one up on Twitter. And I'm telling you, you have a good hour of laughs. And the comments are very long in there. And then people are coming in there saying, I just came here for the comments because I know this is going to be good. And it was like that. Holy crap. One of the funniest places for a Raptor fan to go, and other fans that don't really like the Sixers. Yeah. Very brutally funny. Very, very brutally funny. Tom Duke saying, Masai, yeah, no thanks. No, he's saying that Mr. Ujiri is smarter than this. And he understands what's going on with James Harden. In some ways, Nick is like, man, yeah, I hope he just leaves. I don't want to have to coach him this year. In some ways, he's like, it's like Nick Nurse's knows. He's like, he does not want to be around James Harden this year. He knows that. Dana's saying, I don't want that dumpster fire here. Yeah, we'll just pass. Hard pass on James Harden. No, thank you. I'm sharing the love for him on Saturday, and I was a little bit like not totally sharing the love, kind of putting him down. But at the same time, it's like, I love you, James, for being a dumpster fire for other teams, not for Toronto. So don't you even bring that dumpster fire north of the border. No, you don't. That's right. Tom Duke's saying, Darko, me too. He doesn't want to have anything to do with him either. We got a good team. In fact, the more I think about this, I mean, look, what is Dennis Schroeder doing for Germany right now? And in some ways, people are like, Fred who? Like, seriously, it's starting to become like this. People are all worried about Fred VanVleet leaving our team, but they're seeing what Dennis Schroeder is doing for Germany at this FIBA World Cup, and they're like, okay, I like this. I like this a lot. And people are starting to forget Fred in some ways, as far as like, I think Dennis might be able to step in his shoes and really, really help us in a major way. It doesn't hurt that he's on Showcase right now and one of the biggest world tournaments that we have in basketball. And he is absolutely killing it for his team against top level competition like Australia. So, Dennis, you go. You're going to give us a short memory and you're going to make us forget the great Federico very, very soon. I have a feeling. Some people are really impressed with him. In fact, some of the things I'm seeing with Dennis is we might have, like I said, kind of earlier, a couple of weeks ago, we might have gotten him where it's just like he's sliding into a new era of his career, where he's at a new level of maturity and leadership and understanding about what it takes to have winning basketball. And that maybe any kind of like things with him as far as a player, inefficiencies or problems with not connecting with guys is out the window because he's a savvy vet. And at this point, he's gotten to a level of maturity that he is really like doing stuff for Team Germany on the court, whether it's taking over himself or finding his teammates. He's just really, really, really smart and efficient and at a new level of maturity in his career, I believe. And the timing is just really right. I think some of it is because he's been playing with LeBron and the Lakers. And some of the stuff that happened with the Lakers, as far as him being in the shadows and with his role, but really crucial and important ways, it's going to be awesome. Like some of his moves with the dribble step into the just beside the 3-point line and then jumping back out and shooting it. This is really unstoppable stuff. And he's playing at such a high level right now. I'm really, really proud that we've got Dennis Schroeder on the Toronto Raptors roster. And I'm excited to see him in play. In theory, it sounds good. Well, let's see it in real practice very, very soon once the Raptors season starts. So oh my gosh, Schroeder is looking like a great acquisition more and more, especially with his performance at FIBA World Cup. I love it. I love it. I love it. Top saying, I know Darko hasn't coached yet, but if we get out to a slow start, fans will start questioning why we didn't get Jordy instead. This is a great point, and I think you're right. But listen, we can't do this. In some ways, we don't know how far the process went with Jordy and whether it wasn't really going to work as far as his allegiance to the Kings and wanting to stay with Mike Brown's team or whether he's ready to come to us. So in some ways, they're going to fill in the blanks and do this regardless, no matter what. I get this. And I don't want to be one of these people. Let's not second guess things. And let's realize that it could have been a very similar thing that happened to Jordy, whether it's Darko or Jordy. It's just really more about where the team is with figuring out getting together with a new coach, no matter who he is. And sure, he could have instant results with Team Canada in certain ways, but it may not happen for Darko right away. But I can see what you're saying being a problem possibly. But hopefully we can do damage control on this channel, maybe enlighten people about the phenomena and say, is that really fair? And you can also say, woulda, coulda, shoulda. We have no idea if Jordy would have been even less successful than Darko in those situations. So it is something I've thought about also, but I don't think this actually, if it does happen, we'll deal with it then. But for right now, I hope he's just successful and there's no problems. Trevor's saying, fill your cup with gratitude and you'll find it overflowing with blessings. There you go. Trevor J with his words of wisdom. When you get up in the morning, maybe you get some water, but this water could just be gratitude. Now, I see this is half full. It's actually more than half full. Let's drink a little bit. I just put some gratitude in my body. I feel it going to all my cells. And you know what? I'm ready for blessings. That's right. When you feel good and you have good things going and you have good energy around you, you open your body up to energy accepting blessings. When you have bad energy, when you feel like I hate this world, everybody's out to get me, you put up a energy aura around you that actually blocks your blessings from coming to you. So there you go. There's a reason right there to not be a crusty, grumpy old man. Be more open and smiley, and the blessings will come magnetized to you because of that. So gratitude and happiness and putting out good energy will bring you the good energy back. So very good words of wisdom from Trevor J. I love it. Trevor J also saying the video by Chev I posted first yesterday. Okay. Yeah, Chev's always good. I highly recommend watching Chev. I don't watch Trevor J. I will not watch him when you post him, but I'm glad you post him for other people to watch. Once again, I don't want to rip off his takes. I don't want to sound like him. So I'm very distinctly myself. So I stay away from watching Chev, but I don't mind you posting him in our chats and stuff or recommending him. But if you post it, I won't know what you're talking about because I didn't watch it, just so you know. Dana's saying, I was the NBA Chef video on Team Canada fully violating Lebanon or LeBronanon. Yeah, okay, so he was the one who was saying LeBronanon? Oh, Chev's awesome. I know he's going to be on a roll right now because he's getting behind Team Canada so strong. In some ways, that's interesting to me that he's doing Team Canada because he is in the States. He's American, and he's a Raptors fan. He's not totally in the realm of Team Canada in some ways, but he's decided to be. So okay, why not? You want to root for Team Canada, Chev? You can get in there with us on that too. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Dana saying, I know Trevor J was just wondering if people saw it because it was funny. I'm sure he is funny. I'm sure he's absolutely amazing and funny and the things he's saying. But once again, I don't want to rip him off. And because I might say one of his lines or something like that, like LeBronanon. Should we cut him off? No, you guys just slow down and I'll be done. This is pretty good right here. I'll finish up these. I'll do the Instagram check and we'll be done in like the next 10 minutes. It'll be good. Kenrick saying, morning, everyone. Great game yesterday. Keep working. Yes, Kenrick Chronic Art, James. If you need a tattoo or any kind of art commission, you can find Kenrick on social media on Facebook. Just look up Kenrick Chronic Art James, and he can help you out in the Toronto area. A very, very great artist. And he's done some fantastic stuff for this channel, some Raptors artwork on this channel also. So I highly recommend Kenrick if you need any of that kind of artistic stuff done. Kenrick saying, after last year, I'm glad Nick is not coaching Canada. I don't think he would be good. Yeah, the energy is bad. Like I was just talking about. His vibes and his energy around him are dark or bad right now. And you can tell it's like dark Nick Nurse right now. He was like positive, good Nick Nurse when he first started as a coach of the Raptors. But at some point, he turned into Dark Nurse. And Dark Nurse needs to go away because we want Light Jordy and Light Darko. That sounds so funny, Light Darko. But definitely Light Darko is very light. You see the light on the side of my face. Well, that's Darko, really. And this side was a little bit darker. That may be Nick Nurse over there. But yeah, I'm glad Nick's not coaching this team anymore too, because he'd be definitely a distraction right now. And Rowan Barrett Sr. needed to get this change done. If it was Nick saying I can't handle it because I'm in Philadelphia and I got to get this new team going, whatever. You can say whatever bullshit you want. In some ways, the distraction of him being the fired Toronto Raptors coach, coaching Team Canada still, is just an absolute unnecessary circus that we did not need around this team. And thank God they made the right decision. And it seems like they really made the right decision with his replacement as far as Jordy Fernandez. So, yeah, I highly commend them for making the brave switch not that long ago before this whole thing started. That was very bad position they were in, and they handled it with grace. Thank you, Rowan Barrett. Thank you, Jordy Fernandez. And to a degree, thank you, Nick Nurse, for exiting. Yeah. Leslie saying, good morning, Rapid Freak family. Yesterday I watched France versus Latvia. Surprisingly, Latvia won. I know, Leslie. That's a huge upset, and France is eliminated from competition. Now they'll have to play their last game tomorrow also against Lebanon, and they'll probably win that game to save a little bit of face on the way out. But that's it, really. Honestly, they don't get to the next round because they are 0-2 right now. Really, if you go 0-2 in the first round, you're done. Right away, if you go 0-2, you win one game, it's not going to cut it because there's two teams that are 2-0 already, and that's Latvia and Canada. And we booked our spots in the next round already. All right, let me do the Raptors Instagram check real quick with you guys. First of all, we'll start with Malachi Flynn, who's out in Tacoma, Washington area with his camp this past weekend. Shout out to Malachi putting on for the town top 30 elite camp. A lot of talent in there. In fact, there was a surprise at Malachi's camp this weekend. He actually had Brandon Roy show up for the camp and show up to talk to the people at the camp. So that's pretty cool. That's a big deal that Malachi Flynn had former NBA player Brandon Roy come in and talk with everybody. We know Brandon had his career cut short because of injuries, but fantastic to see Brandon Roy supporting Malachi Flynn at his summer camp. Marquise Noel always posting that hyped up stuff. They said they built for what's easy. We built for whatever. That's what he's saying on his Instagram stories right now. Grady Dick is at Sunrise Christian Academy, where he went to high school. So we're seeing the court that he used to play on in high school to practice. And then this is pretty cool. There's some restaurant in Wichita called the Pump House. It's a sports bar, I'm sure, but they have like certain jerseys up on the wall. And one of the jerseys on the wall is actually very, very interesting because they've got Grady's jersey, first of all, number 4, Dick. And then they've got Fred's jersey on the wall. Of course, this is in Wichita. So Fred is a legend in Kansas because of his Wichita State stuff. So the Van Vliet Raptors black jersey is on the wall, number 23. But I look at it and there's a Joe Carter jersey on the wall also. So I'm thinking Joe Carter, the Blue Jays, are great Blue Jay, maybe the greatest Blue Jay ever in the history of Blue Jays, is actually on the wall with Grady and Freddie. So Wichita, Kansas definitely has some fans of Toronto sports. If they love Joe Carter and they love Fred Van Vliet and they're going to love Grady Dick on the Raptors, then we've got some allies in Wichita, Kansas at the Pump House. So Grady's showing off that his jersey is now taking that jersey wall with other greats from other sports. Also, there's a Barry Sanders jersey there also, guys, just so you know. So very, very cool to see Grady get on the Wall of Fame jerseys at the Pump House in Wichita, Kansas. Yasirski Scotty is walking fast and kind of huffing with his dog on a leash. It looks like Cardi needs to get more cardio. We need some more cardio because that dog is not keeping up with his owner. And Scotty's running in his sweats out in that heat. And it looks like he's in Florida, y'all. So he's running in that real heat down there because it does look like Florida. Or maybe it is in Florida. I can't totally tell. I'm trying to tell from the grass and the trees where he's at. It could be up here. It could be Florida. Not totally sure. And yeah, when they get back to the house, you see Cardi on the couch, completely knocked out. And I'm sure Scotty's still ready to go. He's got that energy, like an NBA endurance energy. Yeah, Scotty's got another nice picture of him posing with an abstract picture behind him. Scotty looks happy. He looks like things are going pretty good. And then there's a picture of a court, and I'm trying to figure out where this court is. I'm pretty sure this court is not in Toronto, that he is playing in a court in Florida. I'm pretty sure Scott's down in Florida right now. I'm not totally sure, but I'm pretty sure. Pascal has got a lot of funny stuff going on with his Red Bull content and his working out. One of the things they asked him yesterday was, what are workouts that you could do all the way throughout your life, like at any age? And he's kind of naming the workouts that he does that he thinks he can. One of them was curls. He's talking about doing bicep curls with a weight. You get the right weight, you can do that your whole life. Then he was saying you can do ab work. So he's doing like side stretches on his arm and doing our ab stretches. And then he's like trying to think, and he's like, I won't do any leg work because I know my legs are not going to be happy then. So he didn't like say any leg work. So he said presses. Presses was the third exercise that Pascal can do at any age, is what he was telling everybody. It's kind of just like life skills, I guess. I don't know. Pascal and Red Bull, giving you life skills on exercise at any age. Dennis Schroeder, of course, got his FIBA experience on blast all kinds of ways. These German guys are all pointing at the veins and saying that's tough. And yeah, they're just going off with all of his mannerisms. It was Franz Wagner's birthday, and there's this really crazy picture of Dennis with a samurai sword holding it to Franz's neck and saying, "Happy birthday, Franz Weasley, aka Boogie, more life, big 22." So Franz turned 22 this weekend, and of course, him and Dennis are close, I guess. Close enough that Dennis can hold a samurai sword right to his neck and look like he might chop his head off. And Dennis looks scary. He's like, he says it himself. I look scary. Yeah, Dennis, you look kind of like a horror movie character. I'm okay with it. Go look at this picture. The pictures of Dennis and Franz Wagner in the last week have been absolutely hilarious, honestly. The one when Franz is very young, and then this one where it looks like Dennis could kill him in an instant is absolutely crazy. And of course, we see Dennis dapping Junior Shooter, and then he daps his daughter too after the game. Says, that's right. It's all about family, what matters. And we see Dennis bringing Junior Shooter down to the court. And it's just fun to see the father-son relationship between Dennis Schroeder and Junior Schroeder. Yeah, I'm already calling him Junior Schroeder. So, yeah, fantastic win by Germany, 85-82 over Australia yesterday. Of course, that is huge what Dennis is putting on blast. Once again, Dennis is all over social media right now. The Raptors post something, he likes it. Scotty posts something, he likes it. Pascal posts something, he likes it. Grady posts something, he likes it. Marquise posts something, he likes it. So Dennis is just all over the social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, wherever. And man, this guy's just living life and he's killing it. He's a very, very happy guy. And I want to see him do more and more as a Raptor now. I want to see him come up as a Raptor. There's his kids playing some crazy, it looks like it's, what's that game called with the Kirby? Yeah, they're playing some sort of Kirby in the mouth ball game. Like there's a bunch of balls and Kirby's there with his mouth open. They're trying to jump the balls into his mouth. It looks like a crazy arcade game. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, that's your Instagram check with the Raptors for today. Yeah, good stuff, Dennis. Love it. Yeah, Dana's saying, have a good day, everyone. See you tomorrow at 9:30. Yeah, I'll be on a little earlier for 9:15 just to do the pregame to get set for the Latvia game and do a little bit of warm up before the game actually starts right at 9:30. So I like to start a little earlier so I can get us all kind of settled before the game starts. All right, this is coming up on 9:30. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. Thanks for joining me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share the Raptor Freak channel. If you feel like joining, you can join the channel also. It's got some privileges and perks to it. You get to have a little Darko or Masai Ujiri emote and also access to the Raptor Freak Facebook private hidden group where we're posting Raptors and Team Canada news as it happens, moment by moment on there. Yeah, we got all kinds of good stuff posted there. Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Let's go Team Canada and let's go Raptors and Raptor Freaks, baby. Let's go Raptors and Team Canada.